Hello, everyone, and welcome. And I hope you brought your rain gear with you as we are in for a wet one. There's nothing quite like a great rivalry matchup in college football. The bitterness, the intensity, the lifetime of memories that will come as a result of what we're about to see in this one. Just about set to kick it away. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So LSU's offense takes the field. There are always butterflies to start a game, but when you have a rivalry like this, the adrenaline is pumping on overdrive, guys.
They aren't all the same. We say that, but we know differently. The blood is boiling. The temperature is hot. Jesse, you want this week more than most.
Yeah, David, we played in these games before. Everything just seems to be heightened, right? The game seems to be moving faster. The crowd noise feels louder. Your composure will be tested early in a game like this.
Set up for second and short after that completion. To throw, it's Collins. Throws to the wideout. It's complete. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. Comes out throwing on first down. Got it in the middle, it's Sampson. And just a short, safe pass play, they pick up a few. After the short completion, let's see if they go back to the air. From the gun, running back on the move. A strong tackle and wrap-up from the junior. The biggest lie college football coaches tell is nameless, faceless opponent. David, game like this, you know their name and you know their face.
You know them well, and it does mean just a little bit more because it's bragging rights, like the rivalry.
He'll take the deep shot. And that ball is intercepted at the goal line. He'll try to take it back. He steps out of bounds, but not only does he get the ball back, what a return to set up his offense.
This is obviously a quarterback that has had a lot of success here in recent weeks, and you wonder maybe if he's feeling himself just a little bit too much, a little bit too eager here in the opening drive, taking a shot deep down the field he probably shouldn't have, and the defense made him pay for it with the INT.
Motion from the offense. Little touch pass to the receiver. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. And now on second down for this offense. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. And he doesn't find much running room, a short gain on the play.
I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very, very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But they got to do a great job gang tackling because this is a guy that can break tackles and turn those types of plays into home runs. Well, no real mystery there, and I think this coaching staff has a lot of confidence in their offensive line to get the push needed to give that back just a big enough crease to fall forward and get it.
And it's so hard. My room for error is so small when I'm a defensive line. Like, I got to get off the ball as fast as I can and try to get some form of penetration. Just stop that ball from going north-south. They don't do it there, and they give up the first down.
Quarterback wants to throw on second down. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. We had a barn burner the last time these two teams played, and no reason to expect anything else between these two bitter rivals.
Attention to detail, and I think the sense of urgency, David, in a game like this just goes way up.
And I think managing the emotions in these type of games, you know last year was a classic. Now you're trying to form this year's identity of this team and go out and get a win in a big-time rivalry game.
Now on fourth down and 5, they'll try to move the chains. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. And it's incomplete, and the defense holds.
And that is a big-time drop right there. Fourth down, opportunity to catch it, maybe get the first down. That is tough to swallow, but as a QB, I got to walk over to him and say, listen, dude, we're going to need you later on. I still believe it.
They wrestle him to the ground, but he's got plenty for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wide out in motion. Going up top on first down. Snagged on the outside. It's Watkins. And he's just run out of bounds, maybe living to fight another day there. It'll be a loss in the play. Let's see what they've got on second down. He's looking to throw. Going up top. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on second down. They're staring at third.
Man, this quarterback is living dangerously right now. Obviously, he threw a pick on the last drive. He's trying to complete that throw, but the defender gets a hand on it, tips it up in the air. That's oh-no. That is an oh-no situation. They're lucky that one hit the ground.
They'll try to salvage a field goal on this drive. This is going to have to be unleashed from 54 yards out. Splits the uprights. Good. And the first points of the day come on that field goal. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Top 15 teams colliding today in a huge matchup, and it's now a final.
And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down.
And the offense will take over. First and 10.
The receivers telling the quarterback what they see. He's going to pass. Looking for a deep man. And that deep shot's going to wind up incomplete, but we do have a flag on the field. Let's see what the official says. We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Line gets set, first down. Leaves it with the running back. What a cut, now he's loose. Push down for the tackle.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line.
Kept it on the ground last time, bringing up a second down. They'll give it to the back. Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the first down.
Well, they needed 2 yards for that first down. The running back doing just enough to make sure he keeps this drive alive.
Guys, LSU has the lead here. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. Going to the ground. One-step wrap, two-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays. But sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well. But if you continue to run it, you can at least...
And that pass intercepted. That kind of play can really get you going, not only on defense, but the great field position for the O at the 37. Here comes the offense on first down. They'll leave it with him. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, second and 7.
And those physical runs take a toll. It might not be a big game now, but down the road, third, fourth quarter, late in the ball games, they tend to turn into bigger runs.
Wide receiver coming across in motion. Back to pass, it's Collins. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. Classic pressure coming from the defense's right side, and they get the quarterback to the turf.
And that's what those defensive ends in a 4-3 do. Those guys know how to get after the quarterback, play on an edge. Nice job rushing the passer, getting off.
And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, LSU.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And he did make that extra point, no issue with the treacherous footing. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And the offense back on the field, ready to dial up ball plays. They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is the type of team that seems comfortable in an offensive shootout.
You got to hold serve at this point, right? You got to drive the field, put some more points up on the board. Yeah, they just scored. You can answer that now and keep this thing close, though.
And I think you're used to that as offense. Like, football is so fast-paced now, and you score so quickly. It's not that big of a deal to get down 10. You keep being you, keep being aggressive.
Wide open downfield. And it's a fumble fumble after that huge gain. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover. First down here for the offense. Pulls and throws off the RPO. And a quick completion, an even quicker loss. The defense was right there to knock it down.
Well, that receiver's looking at his teammates like, guys, what's up? You're not going to block for me on the screen? Seriously? No, I just lost yards on a screenplay. How does that happen?
Looking for a man. It's Collins. Makes a connection. Across the 25, he's got room. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Tigers. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays, just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Coming out on first down with the play fake. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on second down. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Sweet feet on the move.
Man, the defense, you hold your breath. When this receiver has the football out in space, you have got to make sure you're playing with outstanding pursuit. Nice job there, but as this game goes on, you've got to keep an eye on this guy and make sure they know where he is at all times.
And I like the aggressiveness on third and short, trying to throw the football, take advantage of a look that they got. They weren't successful, and now it's fourth and short territory. Who knows what they're going to do?
Makes the catch, he's got enough. And he's down at the 41, that's a first down.
That's a great example of the receiver knowing exactly where the first down marker is. He got the depth he needed to get, so once he was able to make the catch, he already knew he had it, and now a fresh set of downs.
Didn't get much on first down, it's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. They've got the screen set up. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. Even if they don't convert, picking up a few would give them a decision to make on fourth down. It's 3rd and long from the 45. Trying to drop one in, but it's incomplete.
And I'm kind of surprised by this performance, man. The QB last week, you could tell, dude, he was in rhythm. He was good timing. You could tell the chemistry with the receivers were good. And today, everything just looks off. And it looks hard. It looks difficult. They got to find a way to get back in the rhythm they were in last week.
And that decision will be questioned for a while. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out. Everybody right now on the same page.
And he just flat dropped it. I think he wanted to run before he secured it.
Obviously, when you're playing in weather like this, the ball is very slippery and it's hard to catch. The QB threw a bullet that time, and his receiver just could not reel it in.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Right on the money to the outside. He dragged the toe, and how about the ball placement? Only the receiver could get it. As we reach the 2-minute warning, they'll need to try to get a stop to keep this thing from getting out of hand. LSU getting set on 1st and 10. To the air, it's Collins. Now improvising. He scrambled forward and got a few and turned that into a positive play. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. He's looking to throw. Unleashes one deep. And that one is picked off in the end zone. A veteran in this defense stayed locked in on his rules and made the interception. The offense lining up for a 1st down play. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Coming after it. Off the deflection, missed a great chance to force the turnover. Instead, it'll be second down.
And you knew he was going to take a step back because you can't throw the ball for over 80% in a season. Like, that's ridiculous. Last week he was on fire, but
sent it downfield. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down.
And you've seen this formula work at all levels of football. You pressure the quarterback, his numbers start to drop. He's not as efficient. Nice job by the defense.
Off play action. Going back to the well, another deep ball. And the DB forcing the incomplete pass with the deflection.
Well, at this juncture in the game, with how the scoreboard looks, no question this offense is going to have to throw to get back in the game, and it's going to be tricky now because the defense is expecting it. You're going to throw into a lot of big zone coverages with everybody's eyes on the quarterback. Not going to be easy.
They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. And this set of downs gets started from the 33, first and 10. He's looking to throw it. With the catch, it's Boone. And just when you think you've seen every move, he's got another one, and he's out to the 40. Here comes the offense on second down. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense.
I'll tell you what, when those little guys make those physical plays like that, it kind of jacks everybody up in the huddle because it's usually the guy breaking ankles, but he's like breaking tackles. Now he's giving you some serious energy.
And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete. After the misfire, now on second down. He's looking to throw. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And it's an incomplete pass on the deep shot, but the flag is down. Let's check the call.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
They'll throw it on first down. They'll run the screen. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. Plays like that, but just a second of hesitation in the defense to make sure, and they're able to take advantage here.
And they use the great timing with this call, right? Like, you can't call this play all the time, but you want to catch them when they're a little bit aggressive.
And it's intercepted. A turnover from the defense. A return there would have just been icing on the cake. They'll just have to settle for the cake at the 23. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. One back in the backfield, he gets the carry. A strong tackle and wrap-up from the junior. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. LSU ready to boot it away and open this second half. The returner's going to try to see what he can get. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. This drive will open from the 15. Wants to throw on first down. Tight end finds a soft spot. Makes the stop at the 30, but a big 15-yard pickup gets him out of trouble. Three tight ends in the formation on first and 10. To the ground with the back. Couldn't find a lane, a pickup of 1 to the 31.
The run game just has not been working for this offense all game long. You saw it on that last play as well. Just not getting enough push up front on the offensive line. They haven't been physical.
Man, that's a couple bad throws. Last possession obviously ends in an interception by this quarterback, and now you throw another one, you know, in harm's way. You got to make sure you're throwing to the open guy. Make sure you're taking care of that football. We can't have any more turnovers.
They finally get him on the ground with a big running play, moves the change for the first down.
It's going to be tough on this defense containing this guy because he's got that sixth sense to get outside the pocket, and at that point, he's throwing it and hurting you, or you can take off and run. That time able to get the first down. Big challenge for the defense moving forward.
And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give.
47 yards.
And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. Quarterback will audible. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Catch and stride inside the 15. He's got it, and he goes into the end zone for the touchdown. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago.
And the returner is stopped.
Down at the 12. And the LSU offense will take over.
LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. I know they've put up really good numbers on offense, but, David, they're starting to feel a little game pressure right now.
Exactly. That scoreboard's starting to get a little bit tighter, cutting into that lead. Now, you know every possession matters, Palmer. A little pressure for this offense.
Yeah, and so you can't get tight, right? The best players on this offense now need to step up, and they need to start making plays. You got to identify where those one-on-ones are.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Wow, what a big play. And how about the hit-stick tackle right there? That's one this offense is going to remember.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the... He lost it high and deep down the left side. Almost intercepted, and what a momentum swing that could have been, but they still force a fourth down. Looks as if LSU will line up to punt it away. The punters have had the day off up to this point, first one of the game. He only needs a sliver of daylight. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. Offense making its way onto the field to start the drive. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the first down mark.
And off from the shotgun. Not much room. A pickup of 2 down to the 28.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Plows through the defense. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming right inside.
Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. They get him on the ground, and that'll be the final play of this 3rd period. Guys, LSU has the lead here. They've done the work to build a nice cushion. Now to bring it home as we check out the stats after 3 quarters. That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. They were able to get a field goal on the board, and now they'll kick it away. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Throws to the tight end. A strike downfield. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
Well, the offense got themselves in a bad position to start, but a nice change up there, handing it off and getting a lot of the yardage back, David, now to set up 3rd and at least a little bit more manageable.
Yeah, and when it's 3rd and forever like that, I'm thinking pass. So great job slipping the run in there. Running back now putting them in a better position. But defensively, I still got him in 3rd and long. Still in a good situation here.
LSU with the 1st and 10 here. He'll keep it himself. And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there. This drive's been productive so far. Already picked up a couple of first downs, now out close to midfield. Looking to move it through the air. Feeling some heat. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
I like the defense there and their mentality. After getting gashed on the ground, they just turn the page and they generate the pass rush the very next play.
Dropping back, it's Collins. Quarterback extends the play. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Ball is at the 41 as this defense tries to force the punt on 3rd and long. He's looking downfield to throw. Setting up the screen. At the 45 on his way. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete.
That quick slant is a hard ball to adjust to and make your quarterback look good. If you throw it behind me and I'm coming down the line of scrimmage, I really don't have a chance to adjust and try to make my quarterback look good. He's got to miss that thing low or high. He can't miss it behind me.
Caught near the sideline, it's Watkins. And he tried to string out that run, but there was nowhere to turn it upfield, and he's forced out of bounds for a loss. And they have converted their first 2 third down opportunities, but this one a 3rd and long. They're going to throw it again. Moving out of the pocket. And he tried to make something happen with his feet, but they stopped him short, and it'll bring up a 4th down. So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. From 56 yards out, what a power leg. Never a doubt about that one.
You know, it's funny, in an age where there's so many college football analytics and everybody wants to go for it on 4th down, at the end of the day, it still comes down to managing the game. Good decision by the head coach here in the 4th quarter. By kicking that field goal, you've now made it a 2-possession game. Your chances of winning this thing have now gone way up.
And the offense takes over to dip into its bag of ball plays. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. He'll off one deep down the left side. After that last incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from their own 20. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. He's looking for an open man on 2nd down. And it's knocked away downfield. The DB getting a hand in there. Now on 3rd and 10, if they can move the chains here, maybe they can get this drive started. From the gun, wants to pass. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
How nice is it as a defense when you can drop 7 guys into coverage, only rush 4, and still get home? That makes you feel good if you're the D coordinator.
On 4th down, going to the air. He wants a big play here late. And he throws another interception. His